Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Lifevantage webinar, learning about incredible breakthrough science and an incredible company, the timing, opportunity. My name is Marisa Maggio Harelson, and I have my special guest with me, Isa Dinerman. Wave, Isa! And so we're going to share a little bit about why we're so excited about these products. I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight and take the time to learn about this, and thank the person that invited you because this truly has changed my life. 7 years ago tomorrow, I joined Lifevantage. Can you believe that? Pretty amazing. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited to share that with you. All right, can you all hear me okay? All right. So I'm going to just kind of go into sharing the screen and talking a little bit about my story in just a moment, but also what you're going to learn about tonight. You are going to learn about biohacking. What does that mean? It means taking control of your own biology through nutrition and naturally occurring compounds. And I joined Lifevantage 7 years ago tomorrow, March 28th of 2012. And it's just been an absolute dream come true and a joy. What I get to do every single day. This is my family, my husband, my 2 kids. I have a daughter in college and a son in high school. And then Isa is right there, smack dab in the middle. And you know what, everybody, if you could mute yourself, I forgot to mute you. So if you could mute, that would be beautiful. And Isa and I met in Prescott, Arizona about 4.5 years ago. And maybe it was a little bit more than that. And she's going to share a little bit about that story. But truly, what we have here is pretty spectacular. We're going to share the new modern science, the science of today called Nutrigenomics. And that's nutrition for your genes, changing gene expression through nutrition and naturally occurring compounds. So why am I so excited about this? Well, I guess I'm a biohacker and I didn't even know it. I'm a yoga instructor. I love teaching yoga. But I also worked in television news for almost 20 years. And during that time, I had a little health beat. And so I was always into health and nutrition and learning about the new science that was out there. And when I stumbled upon this by overhearing a conversation at a yoga studio 7 years ago, thank you to Carrie Williams, I was forever hooked. And you're going to see in a moment an ABC investigative report. And that is what I saw. And that's what blew my mind away. So we're talking about Nutrigenomics. It's predicted to be a $17 trillion a year industry by the year 2023. That is a lot. And what it is it's nutrition and herbs, naturally occurring compounds that affect your gene expression. So what you're born with is not necessarily what you are stuck with, so to speak. We can actually biohack that. So what causes issues in our tissues? Basically, it's called oxidative stress, and we all have it. If we breathe, we have oxidative stress, every mammal on this planet. And what is oxidative stress? Well, it's free radical damage. It's the rusting of our cells caused by aging. And it's caused by, well, the cell phones that are right on our bodies most all the time, another appendage, right? The cell phones, the jet fuel in the airplane, the benzene and the gasoline, water, the chemicals in the water to make it safe, pollution, pesticides, you know, anything over time, processed foods, wreaks its havoc on our cells, and it causes inflammation, which then causes diseases. So oxidative stress is linked to most every single one of our diseases, from every organ system in the body, free radical damage, skin issues, cancers, kidneys, joint issues, brain issues, neurological, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. My father died of Alzheimer's 3 years ago, and my mom died 7.5 years ago from a heart attack, dropped dead, just like that. And what if I knew of something that could reduce that oxidative stress that was natural? Would you want to know about it? And that's basically what we have our hands on today. So I'm going to take you back to an ABC primetime investigative report that captured the attention of researchers and investors all over the world. And pay attention to this because John Quinones from ABC's primetime did this investigative report. He's an 11-time Emmy-winning award reporter. Emmy award-winning reporter, there we go. And he was going in there to see, what is this really true? So usually when ABC's primetime comes knocking on your door, it's not always a favorable result. So pay attention to what happens to John Quinones's blood level. And then while you're watching this, think about who do you know, love, and care about that could use this information.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
There we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company. They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Body leading to disease and malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called PROTANDIM, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease. It's something that accompanies and it's attached to many disease processes. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of PROTANDIM a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching PROTANDIM for the company. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes PROTANDIM says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, PROTANDIM does not need FDA approval for safety.
It's the little yellow pill that scientists say could eliminate chronic diseases and help you live well into your hundreds. Quinones has been taking PROTANDIM for 2 weeks now and tells Extra,
I am sleeping better. I feel a lot better and also energized when I do wake up.
You know, as a patient advocate, I stumbled upon PROTANDIM almost 40 years ago. Someone introduced me to PROTANDIM. I just looked at the research and figured out, hey, I have to take 360 oranges one day, get the same effect of one pill. Salt, antioxidants. Okay? These are still good, right?
Oh, not only are they good, but we've breathed a whole new life into this topic. We now know that you can actually boost your own body's defenses without even just taking vitamin C by eating lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. But there's also a new supplement on the market called PROTANDIM that is made from an extract of herbs that actually upregulates and boosts your natural manufacturing of antioxidant enzymes. So this is going to reduce those harmful free radicals, reduce some of that cell damage associated with disease. And this is a double thumbs up.
How do you find the energy to keep doing it night after night? We get a lot of comments. So people have been emailing me and saying they love how you look, like you're ageless. It's incredible.
I have a secret.
What is your secret?
I have a secret formula, and it's a company called Lifevantage. They came up with a product called PROTANDIM. Now, what causes the aging process is free radicals in our body, oxidative stress. This PROTANDIM stuff, I've been doing it for 2 years.
Have it on the table.
Clinically proven to slow the aging process down. It reduces oxidative stress in 30 days. So I tested it, and it worked. And the nice thing, it's not pharmaceutical. It's real food.
I'm going to have to give it a try.
And I'll tell you that Donny Osmond, he looks pretty good today too, doesn't he? That was several years ago that he did that little news clip. So, wow. What happened though after that ABC primetime aired back in 2005? Yes, it was a long time ago, but it's where our story starts. Researchers from all over the world contacted our researcher and wanted to begin their own studies on whether PROTANDIM, NRF2, could actually help with diseases that they were investigating. So they contacted McCord and he basically gave them PROTANDIM. And so today we have 26 clinical peer-reviewed published studies on the National Institutes of Health website, medical library. This is the medical repository that doctors and researchers go to, world-renowned pubmed.gov. So when you're doing your research, be sure that you're going to pubmed.gov, where your taxpayer dollars pay for that, and also Scholar Google, which edits out bloggers and naysayers, because you can find everything on the internet, right? So you have to go where researchers and doctors go, because we have over 1,500 medical professionals involved with Lifevantage, and there's a lot on the line with that. So have you heard of Harvard? Right? One of the studies done by Harvard, American Heart Association partnering with Virginia Commonwealth. Never before has the American Heart Association done a study on a branded supplement. And that study was published in the most conservative medical journal, Circulation. And we even have cardiologists in our business. There's Northwestern University, Ohio State, Children's Hospital in Denver, on, and including also from the National Institute on Aging on whether PROTANDIM could increase lifespan, and that actually was done, and it does increase lifespan. I'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. So 26 clinical peer-reviewed published studies. What is PROTANDIM? Well, it's not a supplement. It's not the next supplement that's out there. You know, a lot of people supplement, but this is about activating the body. Your body is a miracle. What PROTANDIM does, this combination of 5 plants, turns on a pathway in our DNA called NRF2. It's like a protein messenger. It's like the dimmer switch. And as we age, that dimmer switch goes down and down and down. The light doesn't shine as bright. And PROTANDIM activates that dimmer switch, which tells your cells to turn back on their own production of anti-aging enzymes. So what as you saw, John Quinones's blood level was reduced by 45% in just 2 weeks. On average, PROTANDIM has been proven to decrease oxidative stress, free radical damage, 40% in 30 days. And it gets better and better the longer you're on it. Increased the median lifespan of male mice by 7%, which equated to 5 human years. And that was done not by Lifevantage, but by the National Institute on Aging. So this beautiful proprietary blend of 5 plants, ashwagandha, mental clarity, bacopa, helps turn on your body's anti-aging enzymes, green tea, metabolism, burns fat, milk thistle, liver support, and turmeric. The curcumin is an anti-inflammatory. The combination of these together, you can take all 5 today. Listen to this, you can take all 5 today. They're not going to do what one PROTANDIM does. So it's the synergy, it's the exact ratio, which is less, each one of those plants is less than a medicinal dose, but the combination and the exact synergy turns on that pathway, making each one of those plants 1,800% more powerful than if you were to take them individually. And we have professional athletes that take this product, and it helps with muscle recovery and endurance. It has the Banned Substance Control Group stamp of approval on it, and the NSF label, which is a very difficult label to get from the government that deems it safe for the manufacturing practices are just wonderful. So it is beautiful. The Real Salt Lake Major League Soccer team are on our products, and we have lots of professional athletes that are on the products. And PROTANDIM increases your own body's production of glutathione by 300%. So we have PROTANDIM Nerf 2 Synergizer. Well, we also have PROTANDIM Nerf 1 Synergizer. The Nerf 1 is all about our mitochondria. I'll talk a little bit more about that. We have an omega and a probiotic that's all part of what we call the Vitality Stack, which can come in packets or it can come in bottles. But it won an International Business Award in the pharmaceutical and health category out of 3,900 entries. And it won a Stevie Bronze Award. This is like the Oscars of the entertainment industry. So the PROTANDIM Nerf 1 is boosting mitochondria. If you remember the mighty mitochondria, let's say that 3 times, it is about cellular repair and enhancing cellular energy, also through proprietary blend of ingredients that you can see on the screen there. Also the BSCG stamp and the NSF stamp, and increasing your cellular energy, ATP. We also have the probiotic. Now, this is not a probiotic like you're going to buy on a store shelf. This is a pharmaceutical grade probiotic that 60% absorbs through the entire colon. Most probiotics is only a 4%, especially if it's a powder or a capsule, or you have to refrigerate it. This you do not refrigerate. It comes, it's got a BioHACK technology, which allows it to bypass the acid in the throat and the stomach. And it also has a patented ingredient called Wellmune in it, which there are many studies about Wellmune that you can find on PubMed, but our gut and brain connection is everything. And when the gut is off, 70% of our body's immune system function is off. So we are addressing the root cause of why people get issues in their tissues. And then we have an Omega Plus. And the Omega Plus, this is not your fish oil like you normally would get anywhere. It has the Omega 3s and 7s. You only can get this from, the fish are caught in the coldest waters in the Nordic. It's cod and pollock. And it doesn't have any, it doesn't even have salmon in it, and it has no omega-6s, so no filler oils in there. If you have an omega out there and it has omega-6s in it, you should probably throw it away. It also has vitamin D3. You can trace the boat to the bottle, which is also pretty extraordinary. And the fish are caught and pressed within 6 hours of being caught. So it actually has a lemon lime taste. You will not get the fishy burp aftertaste. Well, we also are addressing, so that is the Vitality Stack. It's like 4 flat tires, fixing those 4 flat tires to get the body to be optimized, right? Well, now we're talking about brain health, and we're not talking about energy like Monsters or Red Bulls. We're talking about smart energy. When people are tired, most of it is brain fatigue. It's mental fatigue and brain fog. The Axio Smart Energy drinks are phytonutrients. So it's a powder you just put in a bottle of water and you can drink it. I've had 2 2, maybe 3. I've been up since 4:20 this morning. I've taught 3 yoga classes today. But anyway, it is, we're seeing huge results. It has the BCSG label as well. No sugars, no artificial sweeteners in it, and GMO and gluten-free. So no GMOs and gluten-free. We have caffeinated and decaffeinated versions, and it's basically ingredients like Monterey pine bark, L-theanine, quercetin, magnesium, B12. And this is one of the doctors in our group, his nephew on this spectrum, the autism spectrum, 2 weeks before PROTANDIM and Axio, and then 2 weeks after PROTANDIM and Axio, if you can look on your screen there. That's pretty extraordinary when you see his writing and how different, because the neurotransmitters are there. They're just not firing on all cylinders, and this is getting that to fire on all cylinders. And we're seeing extraordinary results with just more attention, even people with autism and ADD and ADHD. So we now turn the Nerf2 technology into skincare. And with that, I am going to turn it over to my dear friend, Isa. And before we go on, I want Isa to talk a little bit, and you'll have to unmute yourself, Isa, but I want Isa to talk a little bit about you know, how she got involved with Lifevantage. Of course, I met Isa, and she is a esthetician. She is an aerial yoga teacher. She's also a business consultant. She does work for yoga retreats. She helps boutiques in yoga retreats, what they should put in their stores. She's a true entrepreneur, and she's a dancer, a flamenco dancer, which is also really a lot of fun. She's a mom of a beautiful young girl named Scarlett, and a lovely wife to her husband, David, of 18 years. So Isa lives in Prescott, Arizona, and just such a joy to be doing this life with her. Isa, thank you for being on. And before we talk about Nerf2 activation for the skin, just welcome, and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, everyone, for listening in tonight to learn a little bit more about NRF2 activation. So I came from a background in international business, and that led me into entrepreneurship at some point through some circumstances. But I own 2 skincare stores here in Prescott, and that's how I met Marisa. You know, she came in and showed this to me. I was impressed with the ABC that I saw, and I had never heard of Nerf2 activation. I carried some of the best products in my shops, organic and whatnot, but didn't understand exactly what this was. And I was trying to sell my stores at the time. And I bring that up because I was seeking entrepreneurship, a way to be my own boss and all of that, and to create a legacy for myself and my family, but without that overhead, without that high overhead. So I listened to what Marisa had showed me. Then I was in Costa Rica doing a yoga retreat, and we had a guest at our retreat who is at a higher level in Lifevantage. We'll explain what that is in a little bit. But she is a nutritionist from the Oregon area, and I overheard conversations about oxidative stress and the ABC and whatnot, and Axio. She came to yoga wearing an Axio shirt. And I messaged Marisa from my room 4 years later, and I said, is this what you were talking about? Because it just clicked. And so we got together. It was the beginning of July, almost 2 years ago. And at that time, I also found out that I had another tumor. I had a history. I had a brain tumor when I was 31, kidney when I was 33, and a rocky road medically. And I found out I had another tumor. And so I started taking PROTANDIM during our meeting there. And Marisa gave me a bottle. I started taking it that day. 9 days later, I requested another ultrasound to see what had shifted, because I knew that something had, and it had shrunk from 8 to 4 centimeters. So again, we don't claim to treat, cure, or mitigate disease, but I knew that my body was responding to this activation and trying to handle that inflammation. So that's how I learned about this, and I became very passionate about sharing it. And to come back to that skincare, you know, when I had my store and I sold my Flagstaff location, I downsized my Prescott location because I couldn't sell it. I was an entrepreneur that was somewhat trapped by them wanting me. The buyers wanted me there to ensure that it would do well. But at the time that I downsized my main location, I had $80,000 of inventory on those shelves of skincare, and I still didn't have what everyone wanted. And so here we have 4 products that are for everyone, for men, women, you know, any skincare type. And what I can say about skin is that inflammation manifests itself in wrinkling, hyperpigmentation, rosacea, acne. All of these are stemming from inflammation. So to me, this is incredible. This was developed after 3 skin cancer studies by Louisiana State University, in which they found that they were able to stop cancerous tumor growth, melanoma, on mice by 33%, and the spreading, the multiplicity, by 57%. That's huge. And that was from crushing up that little yellow pill. And that is what brought us into our anti-aging cream, which was our first skincare product. We also, this led into hair care. We have the world's first NRF2 activated hair care line. And we have an app called Think Dirty that is a free app that anyone can use on their phone. And you can scan the barcode of any of your products to tell you the level of toxicity on a scale of 0 to 12. All of our products here, skin and hair, are rating a 0 to a 2. And there are many lines that I was personally using that I thought were plant-based and very healthy and you know, pretty pricey, but that are up in the 8-9 range. So this impressed me. What impressed me more, can you go to that next slide, Marisa, is while we can't claim that this makes hair grow, but when we activate that activation in the body, you can see from some of these photos the incredible results. I'm going to take your eyes down to that the right side of the screen for you looking at the screen, the pictures, 3 pictures of a woman with dark hair. That's my cousin Teresa, and it says before day 7 and day 14. She's 41 years old. She has female pattern baldness, androgenic alopecia, and she didn't even wash her hair every day here. So this was just her using the serum every day, but maybe 2 washes a week. So incredible results. So wrapping this up before we get to our very last product, NRF2, this is by Washington State University. And this was something that was just so impactful to me, calling NRF2 the most extraordinary therapeutic and most preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. There's been nothing like this since the discovery of the polio vaccine. So this is incredible, and this is something that was huge validation for us. We're tapping into this is just showing a $500 billion market research here. Hair care alone is $89 billion. We need to update that there. But Lifevantage has a product that addresses each of these, and I love that about this company. They don't just come up with a product to fill a category. It's because there's a need for it for us, and there's going to be a significant change, an industry disruptor. We are currently in 20 countries. We just opened up in Spain 2 weeks ago, this month, and that's near and dear to my heart because I used to live there. So my friends in Spain and my family, they're excited about this. This morning, we just found out that we're going to be opening up for distribution instead of just customer programs, for distribution late this summer in Ireland and Belgium. So Lifevantage is just growing and growing. We'll explain more in a little bit in a couple slides here why this is so important to you. So we're part of a gig economy here. If anyone has ever used the Uber app to get a taxi or used an Airbnb as you're traveling, you have participated in what's part of this new world economy. And all of these companies, what they have, they don't own real estate, they don't own cars, but what they do own is an app and a network. They have a network of people. So this is how business is changing. Even if you order product on Amazon, you're participating in this. This is a laptop lifestyle. If you choose to do this as a business, you see this opportunity here and you have an entrepreneurial spirit. We can share socially. We have an app. We can send videos. It's very interactive videos, reminders to your customers. You have a replicated website here that looks just like the Lifevantage official website. You can send customers a link to a shopping cart. Make it easy for them. We make this a very easy experience. So these are network marketing facts, and this isn't just an industry, this is a profession. This is being taught at global universities now. This is a profession. So in global billions of dollars, ending at 2017, they're at $189 billion. We're now at about $200 billion for this profession, and it's larger than the NFL. This is royalty-based income. This is the Peter S. Drucker business curve. Every business goes through a one-time growth spurt here. Lifevantage down there is at innovators or early adoption stage. if we were, speaking to Steve Jobs back when he was collecting $1,000 from every person that wanted to invest in Apple at that early adoption stage or that innovator stage, those were visionaries, people that saw that, and people that see Lifevantage and that trend of nutrigenomics that Marisa was showing you in the beginning are going to participate in this ride, this incredible ride that right where that asterisk is, as we hit critical mass, there's 80% of that growth is going to happen there. We're on track to be $1 billion company. So there's about $800 million here of growth that's happening in these next few short years. So I'm going to turn this over to Marisa to explain real briefly how we get paid. We get paid many different ways, but this is done by building a network of consumers or distributors. So I'm going to let Marisa take that over there.
Okay, and before I do that, I just want to mention that, thank you, Isa, that was awesome.
Yeah.
We do have Pet Tandem, by the way, and we do have a physique line, which I forgot to mention. So it just shows you don't have to be perfect doing these. But Pet Tandem, people were giving PROTANDIM to dogs, horses, cats, sheep, and goats. So we have a chewable for them that works the same way. They have 7 times the oxidative stress than humans do. And there was a double-blind study of 80 dogs, and the clinicians could tell which ones had the test product and which ones had the placebo before they got the blood work back. I'm loving the new protein powder. It's made with with whey, no casein, whey, from the happiest cows in Vermont, 18 grams. This thing is heavy, and a physique cleanse and a fat burner. Actually, a prebiotic, which is like a cleanse. Trust me, it works. It's really, really good. So getting back to whenever you have breakthrough technology like this, you also have an opportunity, if you see yourself sharing this with people you know, love, and care about, and creating residual leveraged income that works for you while you sleep. I have never done network marketing. I am so happy I learned about this overhearing a conversation at yoga 7 years ago that truly has changed my life forever. And I was hurting. I was in a place in my life. I was on a hamster wheel of life, spinning hours for dollars, and kind of tired, to be honest with you. And when I saw this, I knew I was going to share this, and I knew I was told 3 to 5 years, if I followed the system, I could create a legacy for my family. And that's exactly what has happened. I'm a really good student. I wasn't so good in school, but I was in college, but I wasn't really in high school. But anyway, the rest is history. This has been a joy. We pay 40% commission on any new customer, first time order, and always 40% commission on a distributor. I won't get into all the details of the comp plan. We can always talk with you about that if you're interested. But I do want to point out that we have global revenue sharing. And I don't know, do you know of a company out there that does global revenue sharing? This is before expenses are taken out. So the company takes, out of all the countries that we're in, all the customers and distributors, 4% of the monthly commissionable sales, and they put it in a pool and they divide it among the elite distributors. Pro 7s get 1 share, Pro 8s get 2 shares, Pro 9s get 3 shares, and elite Master Pro 10s get all 4 shares. So I'm an elite Pro 8 now. I hit the elite ranks about 5.5 years into Lifevantage, and 5.5 years was going to happen with or without Lifevantage in my life. This has clearly gotten our family off the hamster wheel of life, and you can earn there's cash prizes once you hit the elite level and you maintain that. My Life Venture program where you can get a Jeep or some other prizes. And I actually have a Jeep in my driveway that I'm looking at right now, which I just got in December. So this has been truly a joy and is available to everybody out there. So one of the things, we are a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, and we are audited, but on our website, you can see the same income disclosure statement when you scroll down to the bottom under resources. I just say, look at the 3rd column, monthly average. You know, when I'm sharing this with people and if people are intrigued with the opportunity, then I just look and say, what would change your life? What would be good for you to know that earning was coming in every month? Well, maybe it's $260. Maybe it's $580. Maybe it's $1,100. I don't know, but we can show you how to do that. 500 is pretty simple how to do just by sharing it with a few people, and they're on our products. People need our products. They are consumable. They are needed monthly. So that's what creates this asset-based business. So Elite Pro 8, I mean, I'm looking at that average monthly income and I'm going, I didn't think I could do anything like that. You guys, when I got involved with this, you know, I've always worked for people. I did not grow up in a family of entrepreneurship. My parents argued a lot growing up. I'm the youngest of 5 kids from Kentucky in Lexington, and they argued a lot about not having enough month left at the end of the money. And some of that didn't leave my mind. So when I looked at that earnings income disclosure, I didn't look at those higher numbers because I didn't think I was worthy of doing that. I looked at maybe 2,000, hoping maybe 5,000 a month. Well, that was definitely possible, and that happened. I hit Elite Pro 8 on October 31st of 2018. This has been an absolute dream come true. And we can show you what you can do. And this is a growth thing. More than anything, this is a personal growth and development business, because you start learning how to believe in yourself and you become, this company is so incredible. The culture and the people involved and the mentorship. I just locked arms with people that were better than me and helped me believe in myself, and to also share this with people, because every living person on this planet needs to know about our products. 80%, I believe 90% of Lifevantage is customer based, which says a lot for what we have our hands on. And then I want to share that, you know, typically this is how we're all conditioned. We go to college or work or something ahead after high school, and then we work 40 to 50 years, most likely for somebody. And then we retire for 40 to 50% of that pay. And maybe you work that 40 to 50 years, probably more than 40 hours a week, right? Think of how many people have side gigs. How many people are trying to bring additional income in? What if you could put your blinders on and do this for 3 to 5 years and earn money while you're learning? And then you get to live the rest of your life like most people can't. But entrepreneurship is living a few years like most people won't, so that you can live the rest of your life like most people can't. And my passion is to show my children that you can live your dreams. And my daughter and my son know that is very possible. And we give back. Lifevantage is all about giving back. We have a legacy program, give to charities all over the world. The company matches. The last 2 years, right after Christmas, right before New Year's, my family and other families in Lifevantage, about 300, went down to Mexico to build homes for families that were living in cardboard boxes. We built 5 homes in 4 days this past Christmas. Unbelievable when you can give back, because it doesn't matter how much money you make. What are you going to be doing with that money to make a difference in the world? So I just want to thank you so much for joining this call tonight. I'll stay on. Isa and I will stay on for questions for anyone that has anything. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.